Hello Power News Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice as we talk about everything that has happened in the past week for the Power News Lightning Collection. And today we are grasping at some straw. So, nothing happened in the Lightning Collection this past week. We are in quite a drought of Lightning Collection stuff. We still have no idea when we're going to get our next announcements. At least this week we might have some sort of clue of when we will get some announcements, which I will talk about. But yeah, pretty light, but we still have tiny little things I can talk about. So let's go and get right into it. So first up for the week, we actually have some actual promo shots of the Metallic Armor White Ranger figure from a place that you probably can already tell by the watermark on him. So these come from the Falcontainer, the classic retailer from Singapore, which has been known to leak Lightning Collection information to us every once in a while. I think maybe annually we get Lightning Collection leaks from them. It's very rare, but sometimes we do. And like last year, they were the first store to tell us that In Space Silver was coming. You know, Hasbro still hasn't done that. And speaking of Hasbro still haven't done that, they haven't announced Metallic White yet either. So this figure has been out in Malaysia for over a week, and now we have pictures of it here from Singapore. And yeah, this is interesting because these are definitely the official promo shots for this figure, like the actual ones that Hasbro would send out. So clearly, somehow this retailer was able to get those pictures, but Hasbro has not revealed the pictures themselves. They have not released the pictures. They have not revealed the figure. So yeah, and also the Falcontainer is extremely obnoxious. They always put these gigantic watermarks on their pictures, which is really annoying. You don't own these pictures, but whatever. So we get to see the official promo shots. It doesn't show us anything new since the figure's already been out for over a week, and there's a bunch of different video reviews of it and stuff out there. There's nothing new about this, but it's still nice to just see the official promo shots, especially since Hasbro really thinks that head sculpt is passable. I still think that is a terrible, terrible Tommy head sculpt. I put up a little picture on Twitter this past week, kind of giving a sort of poll of which Tommy head sculpt you guys thought was the best one so far. And yeah, this one is pretty bad. But we have had, pretty good ones and pretty bad ones so far. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below, which Tommy head sculpt you think is the best. But yeah, this one's not working for me. Now, also, since we've had the figure out for so long and we've had all these reviews, we've also gotten to see some pretty cool shots of the fully assembled Zeo crystal that this figure comes with, which I really like the sculpting on this. I really like that you can see all the individual shapes just like you should, and I'm really happy that that accessory was included here after getting the individual crystals with the other figures. I thought that this was always a really good idea to finish it off with whites, and we have that. Now, still absolutely no word on when Hasbro is going to officially reveal this figure or put it up for order. We don't know where it's going to be sold in the US, so it's probably going to be Hasbro Pulse, so just keep that in mind. Just anticipate that that's probably where it's going to be. But yeah, no idea when it's going to happen, but hopefully it's soon. Next up, we're talking about magnets. Yeah, so I didn't actually notice this before. Sometimes when things get revealed and everything, I don't notice all the details right away, or I don't even think to look at certain details. But this was a post I saw on Twitter this past week from CFC MMPR, and it's kind of interesting, I suppose. I thought it was interesting. And it showed that the box for the last two helmets that we've had revealed, the Lord Draken helmet that got revealed back in March, and the Blue Ranger helmet that we got revealed last month, actually shows on the box that instead of having 4 magnets to open and close the helmet, these are going to have only 2 magnets. Whoa. Yeah, that's it. They're just going to have half the magnets. So I guess just 1 on each side instead of 2 on each side, which I guess is fine. The red, white, and pink helmets we've had before all had 4 magnets. They had 2 magnets on either side to keep the helmet closed. The Z helmet didn't have any magnets because you didn't actually open and close that one. You just put it on your head. So, I mean, it is somewhat interesting, I guess. I don't feel like this is going to make it close any less better, I guess. I mean, the only thing I would say, it's not going to make it close better, I guess, because it is less magnets, but I think it would be fine with just 2, clearly. But it's just kind of funny to me that, these helmets are the first ones that are a lot more expensive than the red, white, and pink ones were, and they have less magnets. It really doesn't matter. It's just something that I thought was kind of interesting because I saw a post for it this past week, and I just never noticed that we have half the magnets. That's the news. This next story is pretty much only for UK fans, but I thought it was a pretty good deal going on right now that we'll let you guys know about. So the UK retailer Forbidden Planet currently has a sale on the Tenga Warrior from Wave 9 for only about £10. It is limit 3 per customer, but if you already have a couple Tengas and you never got any from Forbidden Planet, or maybe you never got the Tenga, or maybe this is the exact amount that you wanted for your collection, I think that's a pretty good deal. I don't think that they ship US, they might, and even if they do, like, the Tenga is already kind of been available and is, like I talked about last weekend, is available at Ollie's for a cheaper price if you can find it there. So it's not super hard to army build Tengas. Surprisingly, Tengas seem to be pretty abundant out there, even though it is an army builder and you'd think that people would really, try to snatch them all up and everything like that. But once again, just like I said last weekend, we are getting a Tenga Warrior 2-pack of some kind this summer or this fall, or whenever Hasbro wants to reveal that. So we don't know how different that's going to be yet. So you might want to wait for that and maybe just army build that, or maybe you want to army build the regular one and you don't care about what this 2-pack is going to be, or maybe you just want to get everything because, you want to get a bunch of Tengas, a whole flock of them. But yeah, I just thought that was a pretty good deal for UK fans, and I wanted to make sure you guys knew about it. And that brings us to our final story of the week, and that is, when can we finally get some more Lightning Collection news? Well, who knows? But there is some kind of pieces of evidence that we can, or not really evidence, but some dates that we can kind of point to when we might be getting some Lightning Collection news, hopefully. So this comes from the G.I. Joe fan stream that happened this past week, which, a couple things on that real quick before I jump into what they talked about. First of all, they killed it again, so I think the G.I. Joe team does a really good job at their streams. I cannot wait to pre-order that Crimson Bat whenever that goes up for pre-order. That thing looks awesome. But besides that, fan stream. So they did not announce this as a Fan First Wednesday, which is what it probably would have usually been called, which right now they're doing this whole Yojo June month thing, kind of like our Power Month that we had last year for Lightning Collection stuff. And basically they're doing like some new Joe announcement every single Wednesday, and we know that we're getting a stream for them this past week and we're getting one again at the end of the month. But what's really interesting is that these are not being labeled as fan firsts. They're being labeled for the very first time as a fan stream, which is essentially the same exact thing. They don't have any kind of different formats or anything like that. You would have just thought this was a Fan First Wednesday if it wasn't branded as such. But yeah, it's just interesting to me that they're not calling this a fan first event. They just called it a fan stream. So I don't know if that's kind of the new going forward term for these live stream events. It's hard to say because they didn't really do any of these during May, which is surprising, not even just for Power Rangers, but for any brand. The last live stream that we had for anything before this past week's G.I. Joe fan stream was the Fan First Wednesday on May 4th for Star Wars Day, which makes sense. But yeah, we had like no Marvel one. They had like Instagram live events, but that doesn't really count as a fan first event or a fan stream, live stream, or whatever. So I guess technically the era of fan firsts is over. Maybe they're just gonna be called fan streams at this point, which is a cool loophole because of the fact that I had said after how disappointed I was and furious I was after the last Fan First Tuesday that we had for Power Rangers that I never wanted another fan first stream ever again. But I didn't say anything about fan streams. Those are different. I want a fan stream. But at this past week's fan stream, they did drop this pretty interesting tidbit about just Hasbro in general, and it doesn't have anything, well, it does have something to do with G.I. Joe, but it's not specific to them. And that is Hasbro is going to be attending San Diego Comic-Con this summer. So that is actually pretty big information. So, as you all know, San Diego Comic-Con has not really been happening the last couple of years. Hasbro, the last time that they attended it officially, or really at all, was 2019. Now, if you remember back in 2019, what happened for the Lightning Collection, we actually had a pretty good turnout at San Diego Comic-Con 2019. We had the Fighting Spirit Green Putty 2-pack revealed, the rest of Wave 2, and the White Ranger helmets were revealed at 2019 San Diego. So, but ever since then, we've had, of course, Hasbro PulseCon and everything like that, which is interesting because the Marvel team, when they did one of their Instagram lives a couple weeks ago, kind of implied that we are getting a PulseCon again, and there's some other things that kind of imply that as well. But then again, the G.I. Joe team confirms that they're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, so I don't know if they're going to be at Comic-Con and have maybe just a smaller presence, even though the G.I. Joe team did kind of make it seem like they were going to have announcements at Comic-Con like they would in a normal year. So that makes me think that Power Rangers is probably going to be attending Comic-Con alongside all the other Hasbro brands, and we will probably get some sort of Power Rangers Lightning Collection announcement during Comic-Con. but it's kind of hard to say. I expect that we'll probably get something at Comic-Con at this point, which is not what I was expecting. I was expecting just another post-con. Maybe we would get a fan stream or something in July or whatever. Maybe they would hype up another Power Month, which I want another one. I just hope that they do it better than last year's Power Month. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, but we're in a big drought right now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. We have no idea what the hell is going on. So we haven't had an announcement since the Blue Ranger stuff at the end of May, which was only like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, so not that big of a deal. However, the big thing that everybody's wondering about is, where is Wave 12 after we forced them to reveal a figure when we did the whole hashtag I Love Power Rangers thing back on May 3rd. We got them to reveal Wild Force Blue from the wave, but the rest of the wave has not been revealed whatsoever, and we have no idea why. So hopefully we finally get to see Wave 12 soon, alongside the Tenga 2-pack, and pre-orders for the Zap Dragon Zord, and Wave 13, and Deluxe Wave 2, and all this other stuff that we know is coming, but they haven't told us about. Metallic White. So it's just like, yeah, we're just kind of waiting to see, like, okay, maybe we'll get a fan stream, maybe we'll be at Comic-Con, maybe we'll do a Power Month, and we have no idea what the correct answer is going to be. We could have no official Lightning Collection announcements in June. That's very possible. We could also just randomly get announcements like within the next week or something. Who knows? It's always an interesting time, but historically, the summer has been a pretty active time for the Lightning Collection, both in terms of releases and announcements. But 2022 has been pretty lacking in Lightning Collection announcements so far. To put it in perspective, just to kind of talk about like comparisons. So 1 year ago today was the June 11th Fan First Friday, which was the Pink Ranger themed one that revealed 3 brand new figures. So when you add those two last year, by June 11th, 2021, they had revealed 21 Lightning Collection figures. So far, as of June 11th, 2022, they've revealed 6. Now, that's fine. You don't have to reveal a ton, but it's just kind of like, wow, kind of a pretty big discrepancy there between the two. So hopefully we start getting some more announcements soon, some more figure releases, as we're pretty much getting caught up here, besides a couple stragglers that still haven't released out there. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it, because I'm very curious about what you guys think the next announcement's going to be, because I really have no idea. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Lightning Storm. Of course, until next time, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about anything I talked about this week down in the comments below. And of course, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LiveRangerKey or at LightningPR. And also, one real quick thing before I go. This upcoming Monday, June 13th, is going to be the 2nd anniversary of when the very first episode of Lightning Storm was ever uploaded to this channel, which is insane. If you guys, weren't subscribed back then, which I know a lot of you weren't, which is fine. It was 2 years ago that Lightning Storm kind of restarted the channel. So I had kind of, I started this channel back in 2017. I used it pretty commonly during 2017, or pretty actively, and I kind of just didn't do much with it in 2018, 2019. But then halfway through 2020, I decided to do this weekly Lightning Collection news show, and here we are, 146 episodes in 2 years, and I cannot believe it's been 2 years since I started this series. So I love doing this series every single week. I cannot believe I've been able to keep it up every single week, some weeks with multiple episodes, and it's a blast, and I love talking to you guys about the Power Rangers Lightning Collection through its ups and through a lot of its downs. So thank you guys for your guys' continued support, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Lightning Storm next week, or sometime this week if we have news or whatever. Anyway, I'll see you all in Lightning Storm. The series for Lightning always strikes twice.